Hello everyone, and welcome to Shinee Chats. This is the video series where I just talk about Shinee. We talk about Shinee together, about things that we love, and I was gonna say things that we hate, but there's nothing to hate, only things that we love about Shinee. If that is something you're interested in, you should check out my other Shinee Chats videos. The playlist will be linked, I think, up above and down below as well. So I figured for this video we could do a little bit more of a chatty story time video, so I hope that you like it. And as you can tell from the title, I'm gonna be talking about the first time I ever learned about Shinee and the first time I ever saw Shinee live. Because I feel like these are both fun stories, but I'm not quite sure if they're enough to like make an entire video over just one or the other, so combine them in the two best moments of my life. So first we will start off with how I got into Shinee, and we need to cast our minds back to October 31st, 2008. It's Halloween, and I am a table, and not a measly little baby boo-boo table. I am a full-sized dining room table with tablecloth and grapes and cutlery and plates. I had the whole 9 yards here, and I was so big that I actually couldn't fit through doors. So here's a photo of me as a table, as a 14-year-old, and here's me sitting outside because I couldn't fit in the door and I wanted to hand out candy on the plates, but I couldn't fit inside. And now after a few hours, I realized there's no more kids coming. Like, Halloween is kind of over on my street, but it still feels too early to like be done with Halloween, and I'm 14, so like it's not unreasonable to go trick-or-treating still. So me and my friend decided, you know what, we're gonna go trick-or-treating for the last half of the night. I changed out of my table and we decided to just go for a little bit of a trek. Now, something to know about this particular friend is she's like the reason that I am a weeb and a K-pop fan. Like, it's all her fault. Like, single-handedly, she's the reason I got into Naruto and into Shinee. So anything that I am now, full blame is on her. But we were walking down the street and she turns to me and she goes, "Hey, Allie, there's this new group. They're Korean. I think you would really like them. They're called Shinee, and their new song Amigo just came out. They're amazing, and I think you would love them." And something you should know about me is I was definitely the kind of kid that was very annoying and was very much like resistant to change. So if somebody was like, "You would really like this thing," I was always, and I thought I was cooler than I was, and I would always be like, "That's so lame and stupid." But then I would end up falling in love with the thing. So that's who I was. But I turned to her and I went, "That sounds kind of lame. Like, Korean, like, what is that even, what's even that? What is that? Like, what does that matter? How, like, I don't understand." Like, I had known a little bit of J-pop, but like, it seems stupid. No, Allie, you would love it. You would love it. There's Key from Shinee. He wears pink. It's so cute. And Amigo, so good. Oh my God, so good. You have to listen to them. Like, I'll show you their music video, but I'll sing you a part of their song just so you know, like, you can know that they're so good. And then she decided to sing to me the beautiful rendition of Amigo, which I will recreate for you now. Amigo, amigo, amigo. What? That was my intro into Shinee. And at the time I was like, that's super stupid and why would I ever like that? Like, that sounds so lame. But then the next day I went over to her house and she's like, I'm gonna show you Shinee. So we went onto her little computer and we typed in Shinee and she showed me the Amigo music video. And at the time I was like, that's dumb and I hate it and that's stupid. Why'd I ever like that? Ugh. And we just like, whatever, continued hanging out. And then when I got home, I found that I was kind of like, Amigo, Amigo, you know, that's kind of catchy. So I went onto the computer, and remember, this is 2008. I was not an internet person back at this point in my life. My friends had forced me to get a Facebook because they were like, you have to have a Facebook ad, like, come on. And honestly, I really only used YouTube to watch my favorite cosplayers. It was Twin Fools and Fighting Dreamers Productions. Oh my God, comment if you know who they are. They're the best. But that's all I used YouTube for. So I didn't really know how to like search for things. Like, I really didn't use the computer like almost at all. So it took me a long time to like find Shinee, because Shinee's obviously spelt differently, and I was like, what's the song name, Amigo? Like, I think it is. And I remember it took me a long time to like figure it out, but because K-pop, I didn't know what that word was, which would have helped, but I didn't know what that's what that word was. So I finally found it and I was like, okay, oh my God. And so I watched it and I was kind of like, you know, this is pretty good. and then it ended. And I was like, so I replayed it. I was like, well, he's kind of cute. Ooh, I kind of like their outfits. Look at their dancing. And then it ended. And then I replayed it. I was like, oh my God, look at, he's running. He's stealing the heart. Oh, okay. All right, I'm into this. And then I saw in the recommended section that they had Love Like Oxygen and Replay. So I watched those two. And I was kind of like, okay. Oh my God, look at their hand, look at their dancing, and look at their freaking little hat, and oh my God, oh, okay. And then that was it. I was hooked. That was it. I literally fell down the hole and there was no escaping. I have not seen the light, this hole that I have fallen in since then. That it just like immediately captured all of my interest. And I started using the internet because of Shinee, because I was like, I want to watch everything they did. And I did. I watched everything. And it was the best. And I also watched Big Bang's Haru Haru and Epic High's 1 as a part of my intro into K-pop. But it was I was basically a Shinee stan. I wouldn't even consider myself a K-pop stan until probably 2010 is when I started trying to branch out a little bit. But it was kind of like the only groups that I knew of were groups that interacted with Shinee, which were mostly SM groups. But I was like a Shinee stan first, K-pop stan second, for sure, for the beginning part of my fandomness. And I would say that I still am now, but I definitely am much more branched out than I used to be. So that is how I got into K-pop and Shinee, because remember back in 2008, there was no like global media around K-pop. Like it wasn't like it is now where you can see like it in Walmart and stuff, and you can say K-pop or BTS, and most people, even if they don't know much about it, they've heard the name, like they know what that is. This is before Gangnam Style, so like that was how I got in, and I like became fully fledged obsessed, but I was kind of alone in my obsession because my friend who introduced me, she knew Shinee and stuff, but she always was the kind of person who had like big interests, but then she would kind of fall off them and get into something new. So I was definitely the one, like I got way more into it than she did very quickly. So I was kind of alone in my love. I still made all my friends listen to it and like talk about it. They didn't really care, but like I was like too bad. And I did definitely hide a lot of my love because I was like, well, you don't care and I can't talk about it with you because you don't understand. But then, we go to the first time I ever saw Shinee live. So we're gonna move a little bit farther in the timeline to like 2010/early 2011. I am now in high school. I am a high school person. I'm like 15, 16, sort of in that range now. Been in my love of Shinee forever. And they announced, I can't even remember, well, honestly when they announced, but they announced that Smtown was coming to North America for their Smtown like world tour thing. So that means that Shinee was going to be in North America. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I would ever get to see Shinee live. First of all, because I figured that they would just disband before I ever had the chance to go to like Korea. And I never thought I'd get to see them like, although I'm not American, in my continent, holy shit. But I was obviously 16 and it was in New York. It was at Madison Square Garden and I was not gonna be allowed to travel alone and I knew that. And so I don't remember begging my parents to let me go, but I definitely remember like bringing it up to them, kind of like, I would really like to go to this concert, like this, I want to go so bad. But it was like, I'd also like, I'd have to go alone because like none of my friends care enough that they would ever want to go with me. By this point, I had one K-pop friend who was actually a K-pop person. Who like what, not the friend that got me into Shinee, a different friend named Michelle. She was great, I love her, I haven't seen her in a long time, but she was just as into K-pop as I was, into different groups though, which was awesome because I got to learn about a lot of other different groups. She like, you know, wouldn't have been able to go because like that's a huge trip and stuff, so I was like, I would really like to go, like please, you know, kind of like please. And so my mom sat me down. My mom is so supportive of everything that I've ever wanted to do in my life, which I'm so grateful for. And like I love so much, and like she just has like, she's like a kind of, she's always been the one to do anything. Both my parents, but my mom specifically is like, I will listen to you if you have a dumb interest that like, even if I don't know anything about it, like I'll still listen to you, like it's awesome. And so she sat me down and she was like, look Allie, I don't really care about Shinee. However, I like New York and I like shopping. And I know you don't really like shopping, but you really like Shinee. So I will get us tickets to go to Smtown if you will come to New York and shop with me. Like we'll make it a trip, like we'll go for a few extra days. And I was like, duh, done, of course. I didn't like shopping because this was like, you know, I was very insecure about my body, and I was a lot larger than everybody and nothing fit me. That's why I didn't like shopping. But I was like, I'll get over it to go see Shinee. Hello, of course. My mom had to buy the tickets because they went on sale when I was at school. And this is like old school Ticketmaster, where you had to like call in to get tickets and stuff. And like, I remember that she called me during my lunch break one day when I was at school, and she was like, you're going to see Shinee Alley. Like, I got us tickets, and I got us sound check tickets. And I've never been happier in my entire life. I was like, but I had no one to like share it with. My like one Korean friend, I was like, I'm going to see Shinee. And he was kind of like, I don't know, I don't care, and I don't know who that is. And I was like, be excited for me. This is the best day of my life. It will be the best day of my life. Ah! And so I had tickets. Me and my mom were going to see Shinee at Smtown. And that concert took place at the end of October. So we had, you know, some time to like kill before getting there. But I remember I was like getting ready, and I bought like a light blue t-shirt. I'll be, while I'm talking about this, I'll be posting some pictures of this sort of time. But I had this shirt that I wrote Shinee on, because there was obviously no official like t-shirts and stuff. And then I wrote Shinee in Korean underneath it, but I spelled Shinee wrong. I wrote Shinee. But whatever. And then the time comes, we fly to New York. There's that awesome picture of me in my PJs at the airport. Love that. And my mom, the queen she is, she got our hotel. She didn't realize it at the time, but our hotel was literally across the street from Madison Square Garden. So we have a picture of me from our hotel like lobby, like right outside our hotel's front doors, looking at Madison Square Garden, and then one from Madison Square Garden looking at our hotel. Like, we were literally right across the street. We were like, oh my God, amazing. Amazing. And I remember I got those dark blue pants. I got them in New York, so I was looking for dark blue pants to represent Super Junior's color. And then it was the day of the concert, my guys. I am not a morning person. I never have been, probably never will be. I was definitely not a morning person at 16 though, but I was up so early. I was ready, I was happy. I've been notoriously grumpy, Allie, whenever we go on any vacation, because we have to get up really early, and I am not having it. I am a grumpy bee, and I am so mad. Not at this time though. I was up, I was like, good morning, Mom, the sun is shining, the sky is open, let's go. And we got to Madison Square Garden at 10 a.m. At this point, this was like, we had seats, like there was no need for us to be in line, but I was like, I can't do anything else but go and be there at Madison. Like, I don't know, because I'm like, well, there's probably gonna be merch for sale. And like, this is the first time in my life I'll ever be around other K-pop fans and other Shinee fans specifically. Oh my God. So we got there, and there was like a group of like 5 or something other people. I'll post it up here. Hello, if any of you are watching, you guys were all awesome. Don't remember any of your names, didn't know who any of you were, but like, and I remember the staff at Madison Square Garden had like no idea what we were doing there or what was even happening that night. Cause we were like, oh, where'd we go line up for like the sound check? And they were like, I don't know. Like, they hadn't set the lines up yet. We don't know. So we just sort of hung out until lines start getting set up. And I'm a shy person as well. Like, I'm still to this day, I'm pretty shy. Like, starting conversations, not really my strong suit. I started a conversation with everybody. I spoke to everyone. I was like, anyone that would look at me, I am talking to you. This is the best day of my life. This is my time. These are my people. Oh my God, I can say something and they understand it. I've never had that before. And so I just talked to everybody. I like didn't eat all day because I was so excited. And like my mom, my poor mom, like she's like, I don't care. She's there, she's happy, whatever. But she's like bored, so she's just eating because I'm like, I can't eat. I'm so excited. Life is great. We ended up getting in the merch line. And my mom, again, the queen she is, let me get some of the merch. Not as much as I probably would have gotten had I had my own money and like been on my own, but I got anything. She could have been like, I've already bought you your ticket and flew us out here. I'm not getting you anything. So the fact that she got me anything, amazing. She got me this, the Taemin picket thing, the poster, which I still have, and this like mug tumbler thing that I still have. And I was so happy. And I also got this banner from somebody who's just giving out free banners. It was the last one. And again, I'm a pretty shy person. So the fact that somebody was like, it's my last one, who wants it? And no one said anything for like 1 second. And I went, me. And then they gave it to me. And I remember I didn't know how to read Korean at this time. So I was like, I don't know what this says. So I had to try and ask people like, do you guys know what this says? It says, Kiboa. But I was like, what does it say? Wow. And I also got this light stick. Because obviously the official Shatting Star didn't exist yet, so this was just like a $10 light stick, but I was like, fuck, I was so pumped. I've never been so pumped in my life. And then soundcheck started, and we got to go in, and it was like very much like no running, but everybody's like speed walking. And soundcheck, I'm not gonna lie, wasn't great, but I feel like soundcheck maybe never is. I haven't done many soundchecks, so let me know if they're better now, but this one was very short. It was like probably 20 minutes, and obviously it's soundcheck, so you're only seeing a short snippet of like one group's like set. So you weren't allowed to take pictures either, but we saw the very, very, very end of Shinee's set, and so there I have this picture, and that little blonde blob, colorful blob, that's key. Because I snuck a picture, because we saw the very end of Shinee set, and then Girls' Generation came out, and it was still, I mean, it was cool to like see them waving. If you were a Girls' Generation fan, I'm sure you were peeing your pants. It didn't matter as much to me. It was still cool though, because like we were very close to them for the 20 minutes that we got to be in there. And then they kicked us back out, and then we had to wait for like the actual concert to start, so when we could actually go in. And our seats were amazing. Like we were like eye level with like the extended stage, like amazing. I have this really sweet picture of me and my mom. I was just, you know, it's just, I love that like memory because it was just like, I was so happy. And she was, and not that my mom wasn't happy, like she wasn't like complaining, like she was excited for me, just like in a, you know, but excited for me, not really excited to be there necessarily. But like it was just, I was like vibrating out of my seat the entire time. And then the concert started, and this concert, if you ever want to know what the set list was, they actually made, they made that I Am movie. This is the concert that they filmed for that. So the whole thing is on DVD, which is very cool as like my own memories. Because fan cams weren't as much of a thing, and you were allowed point and shoot cameras in the venue, which like doesn't happen anymore, but you were allowed at that time. So I definitely did take fan cams. I don't think they exist anymore because all you could hear was me screaming like somebody was stabbing me in the back with a knife. You can look back on the entire set from there. But from what I remember it was FX's stage. So FX's set ended, the lights went down, and Stand By Me started. The first few like notes of Stand By Me started, and I ascended. Like, this is gonna sound so incredibly dramatic, but I don't know how else to put it. I have never had that much of an out-of-body experience in my life. I was no longer just a person. I was just energy in the ether with everybody else. There was no longer like me and Shinee. It was all of us were just together in energy. My body was still there, but I was gone. The world could have exploded behind me. I could have caught on fire. I would have felt none of it because I was just energy and amazing and happiness and like, you know, the peak high of my life that I will never, ever, ever reach again. And like, I'm aware that I will never reach it again. So that's why I have to keep telling the story, because I need to keep like remembering that feeling. But just the entire set, just like, I just couldn't believe that like, there they are. Like, it's not a video, like there they are. There is Shinee. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. And I took this photo, and like these two photos that I'll show here, amazing. I can't believe I took these, like with my own camera. Like these are my photos that I took from my eyeballs. Like, and oh my God, it was amazing. And from then on, I honestly couldn't tell you what happened the rest of the concert because I just ascended and I did not get down from my high until well after the concert ended. Because Shinee was there and they were so cute. You could tell they were pretty shy because this was their first like international like English speaking kind of event. So like Taemin, like, you know, was super shy, and like Minho was super shy, and like he was the only one who could speak English, so spoke a lot, but oh, it was so lovely. And they did some like collaboration stage, like Key and Boa did that stage. And I think Minho didn't he do one of the rap ones with like Eunhyuk and stuff? Probably. And I remember at the end of the concert, I was screaming so much that I had actually forgotten to breathe, like that I needed to breathe. Like I was starting to a little bit come back into my own body and realize that I actually have to like breathe to live. And so it was like a oh, and then I got all dizzy because I was like, oh, I don't know when the last time I breathed was, because it was like, I have to keep like screaming. And yeah, like I said, that high did not leave me until at least the next day when I was like, okay, that happened. Oh my God, that happened. I can't believe that happened. And now I have to go back to school. Hello? I've seen Shinee a few other times in concert. I went to their fan meet in Chicago and Shinee World 5 in Toronto. And I saw them at the LA Korea Festival in LA in 2014. And they're great every time. Like if you have a chance to ever see Shinee in concert, you should definitely do it. They're phenomenal and so funny and amazing, but nothing will ever compete with that first time. Like, I've never ascended the way that I ascended that first time. Maybe that was what cemented my everlasting love for Shinee, because like I'll never hit that high again, so I need to just like keep it with me forever and always. And yeah, that's it. That's my story of how I got into Shinee. First time I saw Shinee live. Hopefully they were interesting. Please let me know in the comments what your stories are. Like, how did you get into K-pop? If you've ever seen your favorite group live or your favorite musician live, how was that experience? I'd love to know. I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of video. Let me know if you like this kind of like just me talking about my own experiences thing, because I definitely have other stories that I could tell related to Shinee that maybe I will tell at some point. But yeah, let me know if you liked it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. And yeah, I never know how to end these videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and you can subscribe to me here, and check out my Etsy shop. I make stickers and stuff, lots of it's Shinee related. I also make things like phone cases, like this is my art on a phone case that you can own yourself if you would like. Yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you for the next Shinee Chats video. Bye!